If you've been hitting fat shots, thinning the ball, or feeling like your swing is inconsistent from day to day, this video might change everything for you. Because the truth is, you don't need another tip, another drill, or another quick fix. You just need to get one thing right at the very start of your swing. And I'll be honest, I completely overlooked this for years. I tried fixing my takeaway, my path, my release, everything, but nothing actually became consistent until I realized the real problem was happening before the swing even started. And that one thing is how you set your lead arm at setup. When you get this right, something interesting happens. Your swing path naturally improves, your contact gets cleaner, and the club starts working around your body instead of fighting it. Now, I know that might sound too simple. How could something as small as a little arm adjustment change your ball striking? But here's the reality. Most golfers ruin their swing before the club ever moves simply because their lead arm is rotated the wrong way. And once you see this, you'll start noticing it everywhere. On the range, on the course, and even in your own setup. That small mistake sends the swing path off track, and no amount of manipulation in the middle of the swing can save it. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to set your lead arm so your swing works with your body instead of against it. It's not complicated. In fact, it's so subtle that once you feel it, you'll wonder how you ever swung without it. And if you feel like your swing has been inconsistent, I have a free training in the description box below that walks you through the key fundamentals for building a more repeatable golf swing. But first, let's look at where almost every golfer goes wrong, how they set their lead arm at address. Most players don't even think about this. They grip the club, let their arms hang naturally, and assume that because their arms feel relaxed and comfortable, they must be in a good position. But if you look closely, something subtle is happening. The upper part of the lead arm rotates too far left, away from the trail hip. And the moment that happens, the arm is no longer on the natural path it needs to follow around the body. Let me show you what that causes. When the lead arm is rotated left, the only direction it can really move is up and away from the body. And when the arm lifts like that, the backswing immediately becomes steep. A steep backswing almost always leads to an even steeper downswing. Now the club is cutting across the ball or chopping down to the ground with an open club face. That's where fat shots, pulls, and weak slices come from. Now, if you're a more athletic player, you might find a way to save it. You'll reroute the club, looping it down from the inside just to recover the swing. But by the time that happens, your body has already finished most of its turn. This is what golfers call being stuck. Your arms are now trailing behind your body, and the only way to square the club is to flip it at the bottom. You might catch one flush every now and then, but it's not repeatable. There's another mistake that happens just as often. Instead of lifting the arms, some golfers subconsciously twist the club to start the swing. Your brain knows that the arm is about to lift straight up, so it tries to prevent that by twisting the club inside instead. The problem is that this gets the club too far behind the hands and turns the shoulders flat instead of down. And when the upper arm twists like that, the forearms twist as well, which we'll talk about in a second. Now, the club face has to be manipulated through impact, which creates that flippy motion at the bottom of the swing and makes consistent ball striking much harder. So the real problem isn't your grip, your shoulder turn, or your takeaway. The real problem is that the lead arm is out of position before the club even moves. And until you fix that, everything else in the swing becomes compensation. So how do you actually fix it? It starts with one small but powerful adjustment. Instead of letting the lead arm rotate left and drift away from your body, you simply rotate the upper part of the lead arm slightly to the right, toward your trail hip at setup. Let me show you what that feels like. Get into your normal setup position with the arms hanging naturally below your shoulders. Then stand up and take a look at your lead arm. Most of you will see the upper arm, rolled slightly left, pointing more toward the lead side of the body. That's the position that sets you up to lift the club and get steep. But if you rotate that upper arm to the right, almost like you're turning your bicep toward your trail hip, something different happens. Suddenly, the arm feels like it sits more comfortably across your chest. And the moment golfers feel this for the first time, they usually say the same thing. Wow, that feels completely different. The arm now feels more connected to your body and ready to move with your turn. And that's the key. Now the arm isn't fighting your body's motion, it's working with it. As soon as you start the backswing, the club naturally wants to move around your body instead of up and away. the swing path becomes shallower without forcing it. And when you come back down to the ball, the club approaches from a powerful inside position without manipulation. So let me give you a quick drill so you can feel the right way to do this. So again, if you have the lead arm to the left, there, all that's going to happen in the swing is the arm's going to disconnect out away from the body and work away from you. And then you're most likely going to come over the top, cutting across the ball with an open club face. I can hit one to show you what that would look like. And you can see how that ball goes way off to the right, and it's a really weak shot and the ball doesn't go very far. And so what's this quick drill? So what I want you to do is I want you to get this club head out in front of your chest like this, standing straight up and down, and work this club head flat around you until you feel like this lead arm is on top of the chest. And from here, what I want you to do is to pinch the club with your trail hand and now go down and bend over into the shot. And from this position, I want you to slide your trail hand down and keep it exactly where it is right here. And then set your lead arm behind the club. And now we're going to practice swinging the lead arm to the trail hand. So we're not moving the trail hand at all. If you have the lead arm too far to the left, all that's going to happen is you'll have no shot to ever connect the hands. The lead arm will stay over here. But if you feel more of that connection with your chest, and you feel more of that connection as you swing back with your lead arm, then now the lead arm can swing to the trail hand. And so then you start understanding, okay, if I have the lead arm to the left, the chest is going to boing my arm way out here, and it's going to always cause me to lift and have the arms get disconnected. That's why the setup position, we need that arm to be twisted to the right. And so now we have a chance to swing around us, and the arm can go to this hand over here and swing around our body, and we can be lower at the top and all the way up, all the way up here, and cutting across will be lower, and we can swing more from the inside and hit a straighter shot. So that's a quick drill. Let me hit a quick shot for you. And so you can see the last one went 74 yards, and you can see how much farther this one's going to go. Let's hit one. And you can see how, when you get it right, you can see the shots I was hitting earlier. They're all going to about the same spot and much further, 30 yards further with this club, because you're straightening out the path. You can see I swung in and out 1.5 degrees, and the face was closed to that. It was open but closed to that. So that's more of that draw pattern. Before we go further, I want to remind you again that I have a free training in the description of this video to help you in getting a more consistent golf swing. Now, the first big benefit of this position is that it eliminates the twisting motion that causes so many problems in the swing. If you remember earlier, the reason the club is going to lift up when the arm is rotated left in the bat position is because the natural rotation of the arm to swing around the body instead of up and down is when the upper part of the arm is rotated away from the target. So one of the compensations from earlier was to twist the arms to prevent them from lifting. When doing that, the forearms are going to twist as well. Now we're going to have to twist the forearm back to square the club face. But if you start with the upper lead arm rotated towards your trail hip, like we talked about, there is no need for it to twist to start the swing. It is already twisted in a sense. So now our forearms have no reason to twist and get out of position. All we need to do is cock the club on plane, and now we can simply uncock the wrist to square the face instead of having to have this twisting motion that complicates the golf swing. And this is where golfers usually have their light bulb moment. So when you set up with the arm rotated towards your trail hip, you'll notice a few immediate differences. Your takeaway feels smoother, your body rotation feels more connected, and you stop fighting that urge to lift the club. And here's a big one, your contact improves. And you'll probably notice something else, your swing starts feeling effortless. Instead of trying to force positions, the club just starts moving on the right path naturally, instead of chopping down steep and hitting behind the ball, you'll start catching it flush because the club is traveling on a more natural arc. I call this a cheat because once you feel it, the game gets easier. You're no longer relying on timing or rerouting or compensations. You've started the swing on the right track, and the rest of the motion just falls into place. This is one of the core ideas behind the natural balance swing, putting your arms and body in positions where the motion becomes natural instead of forced. And so now you can rehearse the takeaway with both hands. You can put the club out in front of your chest and swing this club around you here, and pinch the club and go down and feel where the club head's supposed to be. And now practice swinging the club around you and getting the club to that position in the arms in that same position. And you can do this at all points. And it even helps with your setup. You can swing the club back, lead arm connected, pinch the club and go down and feel where the club's supposed to be. And then practice swinging back and feeling that arm's getting to that same position. And it's really a good way to start feeling the takeaway. Club in front of the chest, swing the arms on. If we're adding to the drill from earlier, where we're swinging the lead arm to the trail arm, now we can do both and really feel that club working around us and that lead arm staying connected, going to that good spot. Now, before you go to the range and try to implement this in your swing, I want to share with you some common mistakes golfers make when they first try this move. The first mistake golfers make is messing up their shoulder position. There is a big difference between the rotation of the upper part of the arm versus simply raising your shoulder up. Raising your shoulder up like you are shrugging with your lead shoulder can feel like you are rotating your arm more to the right, but all that's going to cause you to do is twist the club when you start the swing because the shoulder is not in the right position. So to get this right, I would recommend standing straight up and down and fully extending your lead arm out right in front of you. And now from this position, rotate your elbow to your shoulder to the right without letting your shoulder come up at all. We want to keep the shoulder in more of a down position while having the upper part of the arm rotated to the right. Another common mistake that I see is rotating the forearm to the right as well as the upper part of the arm. One of the reasons this technique works so well is because you can confirm your arms in the same position every time because your arms are in ranges of motion. You can't possibly rotate the upper part of your arm more to the right, and you can't possibly twist your forearm more to the left with your upper arm in that position. But a mistake I see people make is having the forearm rotated to the right when we want it rotated the opposite way of the upper part of the arm. We want to see one straight line between the club head to the shoulder. And to let this happen, keep the upper part of the arm in the tucked in position and allow there to be a little shaft lean with the club. Now from here, keep your upper arm tucked in where you're not going to allow it to move and twist the forearm left. Now you should be pretty close to one straight line from your club head to the shoulder. So that's the key move. Don't shrug the shoulder up. Don't twist the forearm the wrong way. Just set the upper part of your lead arm slightly toward your trail hip. Keep the shoulder down and let the forearm turn the other way. When you do that, your swing starts on plane, your body and arms work together, and the ball striking gets so much more consistent. It's simple, and once you feel it, you'll wonder how you ever swung without it. Try it next time you're on the range. Just set the lead arm like we talked about. Make a few smooth swings and see how the contact feels different. And again, if you want to get your swing more consistent, I have a free training in the description box below to do just that. I hope you found some helpful tips in this video, and I'll see you in the next one.